Hey, dreamers, and welcome to Dreamers Unite. Well, I am your host, Sherry Pullum, and as always, I am grateful every time that you come back and spend time with me, or you might be coming for the first time. And if you're just coming for the first time, hey, subscribe. Don't forget to hit that blue bell for more uplifting, entertaining, and elevating content. So, if you're on this channel, you know that I literally try to catch as many nuggets as I can, try to inspire, uplift as we're out here trying to reach our goals, our heart's desires, our dreams. Okay, I don't do often do this live thing, so I just realized I was looking down at myself the whole time. So now I got an eye to eye. You see me now, eye to eye. So a little laughter is good because that is what this show is all about today. I have the most fabulous comedian, actress. She is amazing. Areshia Mcfarlin. She is going to be on sharing her journey, giving us some laughs. This is a tough time out here right now. And I think we all could use some laughter, right? As we're chasing those goals and those dreams and those desires. So let me tell you a little bit about Areshia. Not only is she an amazing actress and stand-up comedian, she is also brilliant. Yeah, she went to Columbia. Yeah. And she is known, her performances are best described as witty, smart, classy, and direct. Did I get that right, Areshia? Did I get it right? So without further ado, let me bring on Areshia Mcfarlin, my sister friend, comedian, actress extraordinaire. And we are going to explore her journey and she's going to share it with you. All right, Areshia, let me get you in here, girl.
Hey, Sherry.
Hey, Areshia. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for having me. Congratulations on your show.
Thank you. Look, you know what? We're out here just trying to inspire people, trying to make it happen, right?
You
So,
doing it? This is nice. This is very
thank
fancy.
you.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. I love it. So, I want to start with saying, first of all, I'm going to throw a nugget right away at you dreamers. Be ready, stay ready. Boom. And you know why
Boom.
I say that? Areshia, you know why I say it. Because literally, I had something else totally different planned for today. So this live came about because I was calling Areshia about something else.
Mm-hmm.
And suddenly I hear, God's voice saying, you don't mess with God, saying, you know what? You need to ask Areshia about coming on the show because we need some laughter. You need to bring laughter and humor. So I was like, really, God? But I was calling her about something else. Well,
That's
but
true.
that is the true story.
It's a true story.
24 hours later, here she is. So tell us about you, Areshia. Tell us a little bit about your journey.
Well, first, I just want to say none of this surprised me at all because God has been my agent for like the last 22 years. So there's that. He's doing his job. He's going to get his percentage. I give that 10% every paycheck, honey. Yes. What's my journey? I don't know, Sherry. What's my journey? I've been a performer most of my life. I attended the School of the Arts in high school, and well, the early part of high school, and then I went to be clear, Hampton University, the number one HBCU in the country. What else did I do? So I lived in LA for a while. Where I was first kind of starting out, trying to get my feet wet and worked with some great people, was on some pretty good shows. I learned a lot in LA, one of which was that real training was going to be helpful. So that's how I ended up at Columbia. I moved to New York to go to grad school. And that was a wonderful experience. I studied with 17 other brilliant actors in our program. It was a 3-year. I did that. And then I came out of school and was working and had my stars in my eyes, ready to take the world on. And then I made some life choices,
Okay.
And yeah. And
But also know about those life choices. Don't just roll over those.
well,
Come on now.
I'll just fast forward to say, people ask me all the time, how in the world did you become a stand-up comic? Because like I have friends who are like, I didn't know you were serious about that. So I've been doing stand-up for about 10 years. Actually, this makes 11 years, right? This is 11 years. And I've been doing stand up. And I remember I was married when I first started. And my ex husband tells this story. I think it's so funny. He says that I sat up in the bed one day and said, I think I'm going to go be a stand up comic. And he's like, 6 weeks later, he was listening to me on stage telling crazy stories about him. But I became a stand up because I was married and it was crazy, like crazy. And I didn't really know how to cope with it. And so I just took everything that I learned about marriage and put it in stand up.
Okay, so
Here we go.
tell us a little bit about what you learned about marriage. What did you
What did
learn?
I learn about marriage? When people say, "I hope you get married for the right reason," they don't tell you what they mean by that. There are some right reasons and some wrong reasons to get married. My ex-husband was a really really cool guy, so big up to him.
Big
What
up,
I learned,
husband. Big up.
big up
Yeah.
ex-husband.
Oh,
Um,
that's right. Ex-husband. Yes.
I'm working on my next now, but that's another story. Um, Let me think. What did I learn about marriage? Marriage teaches you a lot about yourself.
Mhm.
And what I learned, and actually one of my church friends told me, that nothing will bring you closer to God than marriage. So there you go.
There you go. There you have it. So
Mhm.
you use your marriage, you use politics you use debt, you use.
I got a lot to say about debt.
Okay, well,
I,
let's talk a little bit about debt. What you got to say about it?
so here's the thing. Money is a resource, and you got to be mindful of what you do with it and what you do for it. And I just learned early on that there's no debtor's prison, but there's something called bad credit. And I've experienced that. It took a couple of years before I decided it was probably important to get my credit really good. But the whole thing about me, and I'll just back up and I'll just say this. Marriage for me was kind of like a stint in the military. You know what I mean? Do you know what I mean?
Well, tell me about it.
You don't know what I mean. So
Well, I am married, so I get you.
see,
Still
see,
married. Yeah.
only married women get. I have never had to
I get
cook and clean and drop down to my knees in prayer.
it.
Get your mind out the gutter.
Okay.
Get your mind out the gutter. And it was a lot. It was a lot. And I got into well, my ex-husband was really into crime investigation shows. You all watch those? You and your husband watch those?
Okay, let me just tell you. Sometimes I think, okay, my husband's crazy too. He literally could be a stand-up comedian. He literally one time when I was sleeping, because he watches a lot of ID and all that, and I don't know
Mhm.
what he's saying. He literally was measuring my arm while I was sleeping. And I go, what are you doing? And he's like, I'm measuring to see what size your coffin should be. Yeah.
Sherry,
Okay. Yeah.
let me tell you something.
Is that a tee hee hee? I hope that's funny. Yeah. But I did
But
laugh.
listen,
Yeah. He
listen.
does watch a lot of ID, so it puts me in my.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you. My ex-husband sat me down one Saturday and made me watch a marathon of Snapped.
Oh.
Like halfway through it, I was like, is he watching this stuff for entertainment
Yeah.
or research?
Or
You know
is
what I
it,
mean?
well, listen, my husband openly admits it's research. How about that?
My ex-husband wanted to reenact the scenes.
Oh, okay, you got me. You
See,
got it. You
he.
one up me.
I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell
Anybody
you.
else out there? Okay, so let me just see if there's some comments, but keep on going. Let me see if anybody else can
Okay,
relate.
let's see.
Live, you can relate. But we know husbands love us, right? Right, husbands? You're really not trying to do us in, right? But can anybody relate to the husbands watching a whole bunch of ID? Anybody?
Well, I'm addicted to it now myself. Like totally. I will watch it all day and night because I have an eye for it. I have an eye and an ear. I can pick out a kink in a story in a heartbeat. I can tell you in the first 7 minutes of the episode who's the killer.
Okay, you've
I
got
can
it
see
now.
it. I can see it. I can. If you call me and tell me a story about anything, I find the kink in the story.
Okay,
I got that
so
third eye.
you got the third eye. And how do you find? Let me just acknowledge some folks on here. Hey, Jason. Hey, Kadeem.
Oh, I want to see who's on here.
They are loving the husband stuff.
Where
And
you see people?
cousin, Coach Kyle Hayes. Let me give
Where
you
the people at?
Coach Kyle Hayes. He's in Florida.
No, but where they at? I want to see him.
Okay.
You work this machine. I want to see where the people
Well,
at. Hey,
you know what?
is Kyle cute?
Yeah, he's very cute.
Kyle single.
He went to Hampton and he's single. I'm gonna hook you up.
Later.
Yeah, okay, later. Yeah, we'll talk about it later. Kyle, you're on. We'll talk about it later, Kyle.
Kyle, don't you call me. Don't you follow me on Facebook at Areshia. Don't be slipping into my DMs on Instagram at Areshia Areshia. Please. I'm not that kind of girl.
Don't do it, Kyle. She's not that type.
Ask Kyle what year did he finish Hampton?
Kyle, what year did you finish Hampton?
Or what's his class name?
Yeah. Well, let me tell you what, Coach Kyle Hayes, you guys, if you haven't checked out his channel, you need to check it out because he is the guru of football. And
he coached football in Hampton?
I don't know about Hampton. He didn't, but he coaches in Florida. He has a YouTube channel, Coach Kyle Hayes. You all need to subscribe for sure. If it weren't for him, really, he helps me pull things together. I want to give a shout out to my team too, Mikkel, Dominique. Thank you. And, I don't do it alone. I couldn't do it all by myself. So I'm going to.
Look at you. Got a team.
Yeah.
Like I got Michelle Obama.
Yeah. So, okay. We're going to go back now. We're getting ready to.
I don't have no team. Is your team looking for a part-time job or to intern somewhere?
Oh, yeah.
I don't have a team for my show.
Always.
I need a team. You want to lend me your team?
Okay, I can. We can talk about
Are they free?
Not all of them are free. Yeah.
Oh, send me the free ones.
I'll send you the free ones.
Best I want the free ones.
Yeah. We all want the free ones, right? But that doesn't happen all the time. But let's go back to you. And so with your marriage, how did you end up realizing, okay, I need to transition and move? And how did you get brave enough? My other question is, how do you get brave enough?
What happened? Wait.
What?
Did Kyle give you the word to transition to go to something else?
Oh, no. Because
why were we switching the subject?
Oh, we don't have to.
Oh, I just make funny faces because I can't see. Don't you fret about me.
No, because you know what? Because I wanted to know, I guess out of curiosity, my own curiosity, I wanted to know, how do you get the courage? Because to share your personal story, but in a funny way, because I have some shows too that have personal, and I've never put them out. So I don't want to lose sight of that. So that's why I went and changed subjects a little bit fast, but because I didn't want to lose sight of that. How do you get the courage, right?
You know what it is?
To expose yourself.
Comedy is funny when it's true. Like, it obviously I changed names to protect the not so innocent, right? But like, people can only really relate to the truth. When you create like stories that aren't really real, they're probably not real because those kind of things don't happen. What I found is, you can start in comedy. It's all based in some element of truth, and then we hyperinflate it. That's all. So, clearly, I don't think he ever really wanted to put me under the floorboards of the house. He was just giving that as an example of where that man could have hit that woman's body. So you see, it's I think that comedy is better when it's true than just fantasy. And
so that gave you sort of the courage to.
Well, yeah, when you can, so courage, let me think about this. Courage is when you're scared and you do it anyway. So that's it. I'm always frightened. Before I go on a stage, I have this friend in my head who has a whole monologue for me. Every time I'm about to go on stage, she's always like, Areshia, they're not going to laugh tonight. This is it. This is it. You're going down tonight. That joke's not really quite that funny. It just depends on the room, the crowd, whoever. Areshia, you don't look so good tonight. Your Spanx aren't quite doing what they're supposed to do. Areshia, you better stop. You better stop. You better stop. And then the light comes on and I go.
And then you just tell that voice, just put the voice out there, really, right?
Well, no. So what I know for sure is that she's not for real. There might be one night that maybe, every night's not a success. But what I found though is I think that this is how comedians end up like with addiction issues, because I know a lot of people who will silence the voice. A lot of people have the voice, but
Mhm.
liquor silences her, and I just, my whole thing is I don't want to, be on crack. And so I just don't drink before I perform, because, that just leads to other things. And then I'd be on crack.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we wouldn't. Yeah, we wouldn't want you to be on.
I don't think I'll do well as a crackhead. I'm like very addicted to good teeth, and
Yeah.
crack's not so good for teeth,
Yeah. It's not good for a lot of stuff, really. Yeah.
but especially teeth.
But especially teeth. Beware, everybody. No crack. Keep good teeth. Yeah. Okay. This is a fun hour, so you know what we're doing here, right?
What are we doing?
We want to remind people. No, I'm saying that to my people. They might be
Oh,
thinking, "You trying to tell us to get on crack or something?" We're not promoting.
no.
Yeah.
We're telling them not to be on crack.
We're telling you not to. We
We're
don't
saying
want
not be on crack and keep your
Yeah.
teeth good.
Yes, yes, yes. So when you get on stage, is it scarier to be an actress or scarier to do stand-up comedy?
Well, so it depends on what type of acting, because if you're doing stage, that's live performance too. So
That's
that
what I
can go,
mean. Yeah,
that
stage.
can go
I
as
should
wild
make
as
it
stand
clear.
up if you're not careful. You know what? With scripted, pre-recorded, like film and television, that's fine, because once you just get used to everybody on the set, you're probably all right. And
Mhm.
then you just decide everybody there is as glad to have a job as you are. So
Mm,
all that falls away. Everybody's just trying to keep a check.
mm.
But live performance, I'll tell you, I've had nightmares. I used to have these nightmares that it'd be time to go on stage and I couldn't get there. Like there's something I couldn't get there in time. And then I didn't know my lines. I would tell myself, like I couldn't remember any of the lines. They just wouldn't come out. They used to be a recurring nightmare I'd have. And I used to be that every time I got a script, no matter how big or how small it was, it could be one page, it could be 200 pages. I
Mhm.
would always say to myself, oh, I'm never going to remember. I can't do this. Like, I'm never going to remember it. And then by the time it's all over, I always say to myself, what were you tripping about? Like it's just a thing. It's just a
It
thing.
is just a thing. Well, I can relate because
Yeah.
I don't do stand-up comedy, though sometimes I feel like in my own life I'm doing stand-up comedy because if you can't laugh at yourself, really, that's
And
a lot
nobody's doing
of
stand up
gotten
any
through a
day.
lot of hard times, huh?
Nobody's doing stand up these days. We're all doing shoulder up. That was so corny. That's like a dad joke. Shoulder
Shoulder up. But we are.
up
That's what
comedy.
we're doing. And hey, listen, we're becoming used to shoulder up. Yeah.
Apparently, I am too, because shoulders down is somebody I don't recognize. Have you caught the COVID-19?
No.
Not the disease, the pounds.
Oh, well, I mean, when I start catching it, I start pulling back.
Oh, see, I just catch it and put it in my pocket. Well, more like my back pocket. You catch it and throw it back. That's nice of you. Thank you.
Yes, I try
Thank you for
anyway.
letting us all feel really isolated in here, Sherry. I love that you can be so perfect in the COVID-19.
I know that I can literally throw it back. Yeah, I don't always throw it back though. I sometimes am, up eating my brownies and then I try to be really good the next day. Or
Oh, I don't. Once I start, it's downhill from there. It's a binge. It's the best. I think if you're gonna go hard, go. I mean, if you're not gonna go hard, go home, right? Like you got to get in the paint, do it.
Yeah, just do it. Well, listen, what I usually do to fool myself is
Yeah.
I usually get a little bowl. My family can't stand it. I wish they were on now because they would tell you. So I get a little bowl and I fool myself and I take a little bit of ice cream, right? And I love chocolate. I really do. So then I get another and then I get another. And then so I'm just kind of fooling myself. So I'm probably look, I'm into COVID-19 too, because before I know it, the half gallon is gone with my little bowl.
I get a little bowl too. It's called a pint, and I have about 4 of those, and I feel good till tomorrow.
That is funny, Areshia.
I don't know why you want to, play around with it.
I
Go
don't know
in.
why either, because you know what? Because I'm not being truthful with myself.
Exactly. There
Yeah,
it is.
I want to lie
See,
to
we're
myself.
getting somewhere, Iyanla. Come on,
Thank
beloved,
you.
tell me about it. You're not being true to yourself.
I'm not being true to
What's
myself.
holding you back, sister?
Oh, oh, I don't know if we want to go there today for dreamers.
Come on, rest your head on my bosom. Come
Listen,
on, beloved.
I'll be lying down. That could be a long talk.
You know, that's one show I pray I'll never end up on. Iyanla be going in.
Oh,
Have you ever watched it? She
yes,
had
I
been
do.
crying, had a snot coming out your nose, telling all your family business. She's
And
good.
she's always not, and she's not nice either to you all the time. She's like, you
Mm-mm.
better get real.
Not
You know
here.
what you're
Yeah,
doing?
she's real. She's real. I like her.
I do too. I do
I
too.
like little Iyanla.
Yeah, I do too. And she's, she's, I think, been very helpful to many people, including me. I mean, I think all of us. This whole culture, the YouTube and the videos, listen, they are helpful.
You think so? Tell
I
me more
do.
about
I mean,
that.
the ones, okay, we're not talking about every single one, but I mean,
Mm-hmm.
if you're seeking information or if you're seeking help or, you can
Mm-hmm.
find it. Yeah.
That's true. You know, I have an information sharing show.
Yeah. Let's talk about Teach the People. Let's talk
You know
about
the
that.
name?
I
I'm
do know the
famous.
name.
See, Mama, I told you. People know my show.
I know your show, girl.
Yeah.
Yes.
My mom be trying to play me. But yes, I have an information
No,
sharing
you
show.
didn't talk about your mom. Okay,
Oh, my
mom.
mom, no, my mama for real. She's the one person in the world that don't take my career seriously
Still.
to this day. One time I was in a show starring in the show,
Okay.
had like a 6-week run. My mama came to the show one night.
Okay.
You know, people come to the backstage door, they'll stand online to speak to whatever. My sisters all come up. I got flowers. I'm like, really feeling, I'm feeling good about myself. So I said, where's mama? They said she went home. I said, she went home. They said, yeah, she went. So I go back to the house after. I said, Mama, what happened? Why you didn't stay? This? And she said, I'll never stand online to see a child of mine.
Oh, mom.
My mama a
Wow.
gangster, honey. She don't play. She don't play.
Wow, mom. I love it,
Mhm.
mom.
But she real supportive. She be telling all her friends to come see my shows.
Yeah, but she's just not going to stand in line.
Not in line. She's not gonna stand in line.
Yeah. Well, can you blame her? She's like, Areshia, you could just go ahead and do it anytime I tell you. Go ahead, child.
No, but I mean, like that one time, it would have been, okay.
Yeah, it would have been nice.
It's been
I know,
okay.
mom. Do you want to let something out right here to mom right now?
No,
Oh.
what's wrong with you? I told you she don't play. Girl, please, I don't never embarrass that lady. Never, not never.
No, no.
People ask me all the time, because I'm a clean comic. And I talk about my family. Like I talk about my mom, my set, and everything. And they're like, "Are you ever scared for your family?" I say, "I'll never say nothing that's gonna cause my mama to beat me."
Oh yeah, no.
Nothing. Yeah. If it looks like it's gonna remotely be embarrassed, like if I'm writing a joke and I think it's gone too far, I'll ask myself, what would Murdell say? And if Murdell wouldn't be like, ha ha ha, that gets X right on out the door.
It is cut.
Out the door.
Okay. So tell us about Teach the People.
Oh, so Teach the People. Let me get serious now.
Yes, put your glasses on.
Put your glasses on. So I in the life that keeps the lights on, I work in ed tech, and I have the great opportunity to meet some really great people, like influencers, people who are thought leaders, educators, philosophers, the whole nine. And so what I realized was I was holding all of this treasure trove of information to myself. And so COVID came, and when they first started letting things up, I'd go for walks in the park. And so I was walking in the park, and the Lord just said to me, Areshia, you should start a show. And I was like, really, Lord? What should the name of that show be? He said, Teach the People. I said, well, what will that show be about? And he says, you can share information that that is important to the community. So I've had some really great guests on the show. I had who's been on my show? I had so I only have my 7th episode goes out this week. I won't tell you who it is, but he's really good.
Will you tell us when it goes out?
No. So that's funny thing. Oh. Same thing he said. It opened up on my show. We were recording. He says, I said, bleep his name. I said, this is a real show. And he said, really, what time does it come on? I said, don't you try to play me. NBC, 8:00, Thursday nights. But I put it out every 2 weeks. I haven't put
Okay.
myself on a tight schedule just yet
That's
because
why you don't want to commit, right?
well, I commit.
Okay.
I'm committed to doing the work. I just don't commit to putting it out at a particular time and date because
I got
sometimes I can't afford it,
I
right? Because
got
it costs money to do this stuff. I told you I'm waiting for your free staff to come to me. But yeah, I
I'm a
have
friend
yeah. I have a really great editor. Shout out to Mr. Overstreet. I Shot Your Media. And yeah, so my team, me, myself, and we
I was
work
going
on
to
it.
say sometimes I'm me, myself, and I too. I am the editor.
We
Right?
work on our show several nights. But yeah, so thus far I've had three-time NBA All-Star BJ Armstrong of the Chicago
Nice.
Bulls. I had Giselle Bryant of the Real Housewives of Potomac. I had the style features editor for O Magazine, Holly Harper. And when school was first, like we were first going back, I had the executive director of the Office of Access and Equity for the New York City Department of Education, and he taught us all about race in the schools. That was pretty powerful. And then I had Randall Pinkston of CBS News on my show too.
Wow.
So coming up, I've got some really great guests. I have a really great comedian that's next week. That was a very interesting interview. He's so funny. It's very hard as a comedian to talk to other comedians because it can be anywhere. It's like all over the place.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So where can people go? You will tell us that, right? Where
I
can
will.
they go?
I will. You can. I post on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. And if I get 3 more subscribers, you can go to teachthepeople.com. But right now on YouTube, if you just search Teach the People with Areshia, that's where you find me.
Okay. Well, you got the 3 more subscribers. I'm already
right now. Subscribe now.
Right. Subscribe right now. Teach the People.
Well, after we get off here, we don't want them to leave us.
Oh yeah, after you get off here. Okay, you know what to do. But click subscribe right now on Dreamers Unite. Okay.
There you go. Subscribe to Cherry, and then you can
make
subscribe.
Sure. That's right. Subscribe now. So what is next for you? What's on the horizon?
Oh, I have a lot on the horizon, actually. So obviously Teach the People is just started. So we're 7 episodes in and we've got 3 more in the hole. So technically we're 10 in. They're just not released yet. And I've been writing. So I've written a feature and I've written 2 pilots. One's a drama and one's a half-hour comedy. And I've been shopping them around. And I actually have taken one and cut it down into a short that I hope to shoot. Again, have your free staff call me.
I will. We'll talk together about us working together.
I'd love that.
Yeah.
I'd love that.
Let's do it.
Yeah, because I saw, by the way, I saw Cherry Red.
Yes, Cherry Red Sweet Escape. That's what she's talking about.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. I don't know how many people know out there, but this lady right here is a powerhouse.
Oh,
check her out. Check her out. Give it 18 months, you won't be able to reach her.
That's right.
From my mouth to God's ears.
Everybody always be able to reach me. Because you know what happens?
You'll be able to reach your assistant.
Yeah, that's right. You'll reach the assistant. But you know what? Listen, I always tell people anytime anybody compliments me or anything, I go, let me just find my children. So they could just shrink my head right back down to size.
Why though? Why? Let's talk about this.
Literally, children do that.
But we shouldn't allow them. My daddy, I take it this other day. I just got elected. I can't tell you what group because I don't think I'm supposed to put it out there. But I just got elected vice president of this national organization. But I'm only of my chapter. I don't know. I ain't been in there long enough to be telling the people business. But anyway.
Oh, but your business.
I told my daddy that I wanted him to call me Madam Vice President. He said no. I said, Daddy, why won't you call me Madam Vice President? He said, I'm not doing that. I don't respect titles.
Oh, well,
if I work, this is my thought. If I work hard enough to get a title, I expect you to use my title. Daddy, you know how hard it is to get elected to do something? Look at these fools on the news. Look at what they do. It's spilling millions of dollars to be elected. And I still don't call some of them president, if you know what I mean. But we ain't talking about that. My point is, don't be letting nobody take your thunder. Child, if your head explode, let it explode. You make a lot of sacrifices for this stuff. What is the point if you don't get to, feel good about yourself?
That's why I have Cherry Red. Let it explode. That's why I have Cherry Red.
I tell people all the time. You know how people like they say, "Oh, she thinks she's cute." That's a compliment. I hope I do think I'm cute. I hope you think you're cute too.
I hope you think you're cute too. You're right. Listen, we got to
Why? When
embrace.
did that get an insult? Oh, she thinks she's cute. Oh, she got high self-esteem. The hell with her. Why are we doing that to people? You beating down somebody's self-esteem. We're supposed to be like, oh, she ugly. She know it.
Areshia.
Does that make sense to you, Jerry?
No, it does not. And you know what, my children? Yeah, I'm gonna call you out. Guy Hunter and Jade.
Call them.
I'm gonna call you out.
You say Guy Hunter and Jade? Wait, hold on.
Really
your baby's names are Guy Hunter and Jade?
Gaia Hunter and Jade.
Gaia Hunter and Jade. You think you're on a soap opera?
Yeah, I am. All gender benders, soap opera names for sure. I have a writer, I have a filmmaker, and I have a finance and real estate developer. Yes.
Hello.
He's
got pretty black people names.
Huh?
Say it again.
I said Jade just started Rutgers. They're all gender benders. So Jade's my guy, son, youngest, and Hunter, girl,
I love
middle
that
child, and Gaia, oldest. Her name means Earth. Gaia, darling. Yeah.
So
her name is Gaia,
darling. I like all of those names, number one, because they just scream we're good looking people, right? You never see unattractive people with cool names. That doesn't happen.
Yeah.
So, and then they can all get jobs.
Well, the great thing is, like Hunter used to say to me, oh, she used to feel like she had this sort of guy name, right? And so she'd say, oh, but they think I'm a guy. So you know what? And when you show up, they'll be surprised.
That's right.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, and what we know for sure.
She's named after a family member. She's actually named after my husband's side, a family member.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love it. And when people look at her resume, they're going to actually look at her skills and qualifications because they're going to assume she's a man first. Because that's how we do.
Unfortunately.
That was very smart of you, Sherry. Very smart of you.
Thank you. So insightful. Yes.
You want to know my son's name?
Yes. Where is he?
Buddy. Today's Bud's birthday. So he's a little stuffed on cake. He's over here laid out in his new bed.
I thought Bud was going to come on here.
He's snoring. You can't hear him?
No.
He's right over there snoring.
Oh, thank you, Kadeem. He was just saying my children are so awesome. And really, they are awesome. Literally, they are.
Look at that. Kadeem.
They are brilliant, bright lights. Kadeem is a dancer, amazing dancer. He just moved to California. Kadeem, about 2 months ago? Another one following his dream.
I love that.
Okay, this show is all about dreamers. So, and us reaching our dreams, wherever or whatever point you're at in your dream. You did that and you still continue to do it. So how did you make the leap or the transition from college graduate to professional actress, professional stand-up comedian? How did you make the transition?
So when I was finishing undergrad, I only applied for jobs in Los Angeles. I spent like my whole second semester in college only applying for jobs on the West Coast. And when graduation came time, I didn't have a job. And I was like, oh my God, my whole family was coming up for graduation. I was like, Lord, what am I going to do? So I didn't tell anybody on graduation day that I didn't have a job. And, at first they kind of give you a break. They don't ask you what you're doing. Well, literally the Monday after graduation, I got a call from a company out in LA for an interview. And the phone interview went well. And they flew me out to LA. And I had 7 interviews back to back for this company. And they offered me the job that day on the spot. And then a week later, the movers showed up at my house and packed me up and moved me to Los Angeles. And I thought it was so big time because we had signing bonuses. I didn't even know they did that. And they gave me, it was $5,000. I remember I thought that was so much money. I thought I was rich. You couldn't tell me nothing. So I worked there for just over 2 years, but while I was working, I was taking classes, I was networking, I was meeting people, just really trying to entrench myself in the world. And then after I'd been out there about 2 years, I decided I was going to take the big leap and I was going to quit my job and pursue my acting full time. And I took a job working part-time for an airline and I was doing background work. And then I got upgraded to stand-in. Oh, I really thought I was doing something then, child. I was child. So then I was getting little, like day player spots, under fives, this kind of stuff. And I found myself living in a garage in Hollywood. And I was like, oh Lord. what
That's when you don't want to say, Mom and Dad, I'm in a garage in
Oh,
Hollywood.
there wasn't none of that. There wasn't none of that. So
Yeah.
my ex-boyfriend's mother, shout out to Miss Vicky, she loved me, honey. She came by the garage where I was living and she said, oh no, honey, my son can't come up in here.
Oh.
So she went and she actually bought her daughter a condominium and put me in there as the roommate.
Wow.
So she helped me escape. So that literally, and I mean, I was paying like nickels for rent. So, but I was living nice. So, so I just little by little started working. I was getting jobs or whatever. And then I did a play, actually in Atlanta. I was in Atlanta for a summer doing a show. And I met this woman. Her name is Margot Mora. She's a wonderful, very talented stage actress in Atlanta. Well, actress in general, but I met her on the stage, right? I was her understudy. And I thought she was just, I mean, when I first met her, it was really overwhelming because she's a grand diva, right? And I was like, oh my God, this is weird. This lady, something's wrong with her. By the end of the run, I was like, Lord, if I can be like that when I grow up. And so she sat me down. We had this long conversation. She and the director of the show, this guy named Gary Yates, he said, you can be a day player all day in LA if that's what you want to do. But if you want to be a principal actors come from the stage in New York, and you need to go to school.
Mm-hmm.
And so I applied to 5 grad schools. I got into 2, got waitlisted for the other 3, and then I had to make a choice of where I wanted to go to school. And so I decided to come to New York and go to Columbia because it was on the East Coast, and I knew if I was going to be in school, I needed some support, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so at Columbia, it was a very Euro focused program, which has it's socially it was a struggle. I won't even tell a lie. It was socially very much a struggle because I was one of only 2 Black people in the class. Well, 2.5 Black people in the class, and it was and the only Black woman. So it was, my class was super super tough. We all became very close, and I love them all 17 of them. Contrary to what y'all might think, I love all 17 of them to this day. But so when I finished grad school, it actually sets you up. Like theater school really, sets you up. You come out of these MFA programs and you have the opportunity. We have showcases. I got an agent coming straight out of school. I had booked 2 movies, booked a play. Like I was working. I was really excited. Then I got it in my mind that I needed to be married. I don't know where that came from. So I did. And then life just kind of took this weird turn for the next 10 years. And in that time, though, I'd become a stand-up comic and life took another turn, another direction. So now I'm an actress and a stand-up comic.
Yeah.
That's how it happened.
That is an amazing story and an inspiring journey, really.
Well, just know I had many a hungry day. My best friend Charles and I sat on the steps of Columbia University and shared a peanut butter and jelly sandwich one day because we were dead broke. We were broke, struggling actors.
The struggle is real. I mean, most of us, that's what we're going to college. Most of us are struggling. We're hungry. I mean, I had roommates. We were splitting a little sandwich 3 ways, and don't let you find out somebody ate, okay? And they didn't share.
They didn't share some with you.
You better not come home licking your lips like you ate something. Yeah.
It's also during that time though that I mean, like, so school
it makes you stronger
money.
Though it does,
and it makes you more in debt, and I think Lauryn Hill said it
too.
True enough. I think Lauryn Hill said it best when she says nothing kills creativity more than debt. And so, then, you come out of it, you got all this, talent, but now you got more bills than you had going into it. And so now you really got to get a job and keep a roof over your head. But then when you're going to audition and it's a catch-22 till it's not.
Yeah. So what offering you give to young actors or young stand-up comedians? Is there an offering you can give?
For sure. I say study. Now, don't study to the point that you don't actually do, right? But know your stuff. And I think everybody kind of says that same thing. And part of acting is being. So then you got to really kind of study yourself, know who you are, know where you draw the line, know what you will and won't do, right? I mean, there especially for women. And when you cute and popping in your 20s, honey, and everything fits on you, and it all looks right all the time, even after some donuts, you get offers, you know what I mean? And you have to decide what you will or won't do. Because clearly, I mean, I could have been many a basketball baby mama. I could have been on many a casting couch and all other manner of things, I'm sure. Sure that I don't really have a personality for that, so I don't get that many approaches. But I had some, opportunities that could have gone in a very bad direction. Again, leading back to that crack with bad teeth. But I didn't. I think you have to just know what your standards are. Know what you know. So know yourself and know your stuff.
Yeah, I think
That's
that's
what
great advice. Yeah, study, work.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna throw a nugget out to y'all just because we're having some fun too. I do want to say, this is valuable information that you're giving, and we have to be able to laugh at ourselves. Laughing is healing. It really is. And it's true. You have to work hard. No matter, you're not going to escape that. No matter what you do, what industry you're in, work hard. And I think know thyself. Yes, know yourself. Yeah,
That's right.
that'll save you a lot of angst and a lot of trouble. And study, train, know yourself. Catching it from Areshia. Areshia, I got it. Boom, boom. You go, dreamers. Catch that nugget. That's a huge one.
And again, though, but don't study to the point that you don't do. Right? There's some people that will hide in the classroom. They'll hide behind a book.
True.
They'll hide behind, oh, I'm studying. Well, sometimes you got to get out there and try it out too to see if it works. So then courage is another big part of it. And I'll tell you, at my age where, 20 is very much in the rearview mirror. I got some kids.
Not very far, though. It's not that far.
Well, yes, it is, Sherry. Let's not lie. 20 and 30 are in the hell, 40 is in the rearview mirror. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. Ain't no use to lie about it because I'm glad every day I still got. But
yes,
I think too, you have to still get out there and do it. And at my age, getting out there and doing it is actually harder now than I think it was in my 20s. Granted, I know myself better and I'm more confident, I'm more available, but the room is smaller, right? Yeah. For women over 40, African American, though I think we're coming in our season, girl, honey.
We are in our season. Are you kidding? And you know what? I think create it. And that's what we're doing. You have to create opportunities for yourself.
I'll tell you this. I was 23 years old and I was working on a set of this TV show called The Parkers with Monique. Shout out to Monique. That's my girl. And this guy named Derek Thompson was working on the show. And he said, the best advice I can give you, learn to write. Create your own content.
That's right.
And that's when I was like, I ain't trying to do that. I want to be on this. I'm going to audition. Child, if I could go back and do it, I would. If I knew then what I know now, I would have started creating my own content 20 years ago.
Yeah, but guess what?
That's when people really were willing to work for free. Now they 40 like me and like, honey, you better pay me.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and there's so many different avenues now that we can actually get paid. Right? There are, and there's so much distribution outlets now. Technology has opened up a whole brand new world.
Yeah.
If we can keep up with it, as you get older,
that's true.
Harder to keep up with it as you get older. Yeah. That's why I'm trying to look at these little comments on the side, and I am thanking everybody that's in here. Sis in transition said, this is great. Jeremy Prophet, hey, shout out. Hoping you're still on. Said shout out to Jason, and Gibson is in here. So we got folks. Some info. And the good thing about this is that YouTube, it stays up. Facebook, it stays up. So we can still share this out, promote the show, and let's support one another. Really subscribe.
I'm going to try this whole live thing.
Yeah. Listen, this is only my second live. Okay. So, Areshia was like, how many people do you usually have looking at a live? And I'm like, well, you know what? I don't normally do a live, but I'm going to do more because I think there's value in it. And I enjoy, it's like just getting used to the technology and stuff like
Mhm.
that. But it's good. I mean, I am grateful too, like you, we can all continue to learn and grow as a community
Mhm.
and affirm one another. And that's what it's all about. Sometimes just the spontaneous. I mean, I had some notes, okay, but I didn't look at them because I didn't need to.
Well,
That's
let me ask you, because I'm sure the people want to know, how did you even come to start Dreamers Unite? Like, what was the birth of this?
I'm so glad you asked. Wow,
You
I
know,
did it on the spot.
I
My
like to give
own
a good interview
interview on
myself.
my own show. How lovely. Okay, let me stop. I know I'm an actress for a reason. I am dramatic. Um, well, truthfully, I started this because of my show, Cherry Red Sweet Escape.
Mhm.
And, as I was raising funds and money and shooting the pilot, and like you said, right, I wrote the show, I EP'd, I location scouted, but I had so many blessings in that. And also along the way in my journey, I've always loved to bring people together.
Mhm.
I think I've helped a lot of people with their dreams to manifest and reach their goals and dreams. I'm always interested in how we can collaborate and partner. So as I was raising money, I don't, I can ask for money for other people, right? When I work or have
Mhm.
clients, I don't find a problem with that. But somehow when it's you having to ask for your own projects, it was, at least it was difficult for me, but really and truly, you have to be your greatest asset
Yeah.
and really believe that you are. And if you're going to invest in other people, you need to know that you can invest in yourself and to believe
Amen.
in yourself. Yeah.
Say it again.
So,
Say it again so we can all hear. That's a nugget,
okay, let
y'all.
me say that
That's
again.
a
Let me drop
nugget.
this nugget for you all from Sherry. You need to understand that you need to be your greatest asset and invest in yourself. Because if
Yes.
you don't invest in you, no one else they may or they may not. But if you don't have the belief, very, very slim chance that someone else is going to believe in you. You have to really be your biggest cheerleader through thick and thin because people, once they see your vision, when you have a vision like Dreamers Unite, Cherry Red Sweet Escape, and for your Teach the People, you're alone in the beginning, but you're not alone because God is with you. I'm a believer for sure. You're not alone. But if you
Amen.
have that vision and you've had that seed planted in you and you believe that you have this vision, go for it. That's when you have to be your biggest cheerleader and believe in yourself and realize, hey, I better invest in me. So Dreamers Unite really started because I was raising money and I wanted to use it as a platform to not only for myself to raise money. I said, well, hey, I'm the biggest dream right now is Cherry Red Sweet Escape. So
Mhm.
it was used initially to raise resources, information, and then really the platform was used, and I will bring this back again, to not only raise money for my dream, but then you pass the torch on to someone else's dream. So I would give a percentage from a showcase that I did or whatever I did to raise the money. I would give a percentage to someone else's dream. So ultimately, it
Oh,
just,
look at that.
yeah, look at that. And so
Now, how
then,
you pick? Hold on, hold on, hold on,
yeah,
hold on. Don't move on now.
I
How you
won't.
pick? How you pick these people you're giving this 10% to? Where do I put my?
Well,
Where you
listen,
want me to?
I'm going to start it. It's funny you say that. I mean, again, it started off as a platform of really, I was doing sort of events to raise money for dreams, for dreamers. And my goal, it still is, to try to north, south, east, west, that we're all dreaming together and internationally. Because one thing that I do know, we need resources, we need information, and we need networking. And that's really why I started. And then because Cherry Red Sweet Escape, I also have conferences that I do. Get your cherry on. Notice the t-shirt. Get your cherry on. You can buy it
Shameless plugs.
cherryred.tv. Yeah, and getting your cherry on means living your life full, powerful potential and possibility because the character is full of potential, power, and possibility in Cherry Red Sweet Escape. So then I thought, well, that's kind of, if I'm doing these events under get your cherry on, right? It's a little
But hold
confusing
up.
to do both.
You ain't have people that thought maybe get your cherry on events with something else? I ain't
Well,
saying my mind is in the gutter. I'm just saying
it could, hey, I like the fact that
if a woman
people
invite
might.
me to a party to like get your cherry on, I'm like, girl, I ain't like that.
Okay, well, listen, that's life. Okay, life is from getting our cherry on. Okay, so look at it as that. Oh,
Okay.
I said it.
Okay.
Yes, we can get our cherries on. We can feel that way too. We can feel our power in our own sexuality and sensuality. Yes, I said it.
Power to the people. Go on, girl. I said it.
Oh,
I
yes.
want to be one of them ladies. I
Bravo.
want to be one of them ladies that just all expressive, and I accept myself for who I am. I
I accept
accept
myself for,
myself.
yeah, you know what?
I do
Living
it
with
all.
freedom. Yeah, I mean, that's really what it is. And living your most authentic, really truthful life.
Mm-hmm.
So I decided with Dreamers Unite to put that into this talk show. And that's how I changed the platform. But we'll go back to raising money and funds for sure. Um, Listen,
Wow, girl, I will pass the hat.
I am
I will
all
pass
about,
the hat as soon as you say so.
yeah, I'm all about it. You know what? We have to uh, really and truly, we all need to work together in order
Mhm.
to manifest the greatest that we have inside of us. It does. It really takes a village. And Arisha, really, I am so grateful that you said yes again, because really opportunity doesn't always come again. So be ready, people. You saw an opportunity. I saw an opportunity again, like you. I literally, it was not for God. I'm telling you. And I was really calling you about something else, which you know that.
I do know that. I do know
Yeah.
that. But you know
Yeah.
what? Even if I was your second choice, I thank you for the second.
Say it again. Say it
I said,
again.
even if I was your second choice, I thank you for the second.
You were not you were my first
No,
choice.
because in the beginning you said I called my friend first, and he
No,
wasn't
I
available.
called you. No, don't get it twisted. Let me clarify this. Literally, the eye-opening moment, the call from spirit, from God came. I literally was leaving the message for you. And remember
Oh,
how
right.
I
I
suddenly,
actually had that on my voicemail where you go, oh.
yeah, I literally did. Because I'm like, God, did I just hear you say, ask Arisha? That's why I was like, well, call me. That's
I
truly.
told you he's my agent.
So really and truly, you were my first choice, my number one choice. We are going to do lots more together. We're going to continue to uplift, inspire, empower through our voices, through our art, through creativity, through comedy, whatever it takes
That's right.
to get those dreams happening. That's what we're going to do. I have one last question for you. I can't believe how fast the time went by.
Oh God,
Um,
it did. Look at
it
there.
did. It flew by. Did it fly by for y'all too? I hope so. I hope you guys enjoyed the show and that you will share it out. And I mean, I feel I'm sweaty. I can see myself shining. I'm so hot. Woo!
You know, worked it.
Um, Ooh, because I had so much fun. I really did. This
Me
is
too.
exactly what I needed. You know what? Really. And I hope that it feeds other people's spirits and souls, to get a little bit of fun, a little bit of truth telling, a little bit of silliness. I think that we really do need that, especially like I said, during this time. So, on that note, I want to ask you to fill in a sentence for me.
Okay.
So before I leave this planet, I want to.
Mm. I'm really trying to decide, do I want to say this out loud?
Say it out loud. Yes.
Before I leave this planet, I want to have the most successful, longest running sitcom on network television.
Yes. There you go. And we
So
are
let me tell you about that. Can I tell you about that?
Yeah, we're gonna, first of all, let's take a minute to just affirm that with Areshia. This is a community about affirming. Let's see that with you. Okay. And then you will be coming back and sharing. I'm going to be following some dreamers' journeys because that's our next step is and my journey too. So many people have said to me, Sherry, open up a little more, talk more about Cherry Red, because we do have some really great things going on with Cherry Red Sweet Escape, some interest. And I definitely, because I do want people to know, listen, if we can do it, so can you. Yeah. Really. So tell me about it. Tell us about it so we can affirm it with you.
Well, first of all, I want to thank you for letting God use you. Because in that moment, I realized why he had you call me. So I got goosebumps.
Okay, I know you guys can't see the goosebumps really, but literally we're not playing. Let me see your goosebumps, girl. Let me see them.
Mine look like ash right now.
They gone now. Are for real. These are real goosebumps. Yeah, but that's spirit talking.
I need a little lotion. So literally 2 days ago, my mother and one of my close friends who is she's a doctor. She's not my doctor. She is a therapist of sort. I call her my little coach, but she says she's not going to be that. But basically, it was Areshia. What do you want to do? What do you got to know? You got to know. And I was like, I do know what I want to do. This is the conversation I was having in my head. And God said to me, we know what you want to do. You've just stopped believing you could do it.
There you go. Mm-hmm.
So when I said, I don't know if I want to say this out loud, God said, if you still believe it, you'll say it. So, and I'll back it up even further to say, I have been an enemy of manifestation since I manifested getting married.
Oh, but that was a lesson.
So, yeah. And that's what everybody keeps saying. But the other part about it is I wouldn't be a comedian if I hadn't. I would have never had that courage if I hadn't gone down that road. And God bless him. We're still good friends, no hard feelings there. Yeah. So I'm not throwing shade at him is what I'm saying. But what I am saying is that in life, you're going to have, and this is, y'all, let me just tell you, you're going to have roadblocks. You're going to be redirected. You're going to, but nothing is the wrong turn. And I just saw this yesterday. It says it doesn't matter if you win or if you lose. It matters if you try. Right. Yeah. So I'm preaching to myself right now. And I want to thank y'all. Hold me accountable for that dream that I've had since I was 7. Like, I remember the first time I laid eyes on the Cosby Show and I was like, I can do that. Like, yeah. That's all I've ever, you know what I'm saying? It's all I've ever wanted. It takes I appreciate you making me acknowledge, say it out loud again. I ain't said that out loud in a long time because I've been going around Robin Hood's barn. But thank you. Thank you for letting them use you. And if you don't know God is real, let everybody out here know God is real.
God is real.
Every day of the week.
Every day, every second of the day.
And for me, Jesus is real. So yes. You decide for yourself what you believe. But
yes.
That's
yes.
it.
Yes.
Thank you.
Oh, Areshia, you know what? It doesn't, I always, this show, I do have a little tissue too. So
girl,
sometimes we need that too.
You got to make me go lose my COVID-19.
Okay, let's go lose our COVID-19.
Yes, girl.
I really hope that everybody watching enjoyed this conversation, that you took something from it. Oh, hey, Toshi. Yay! Big dreams. Yes. Her son is an amazing actor as well. Hollywood. That's what I'm gonna say. Yes. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. We are going to continue to affirm. And Areshia, let me tell you what. This was such a wonderful conversation and so much fun. That's what I said. That's what we're just gonna put it on the table.
Yep.
And I do hope, dreamers, that you have been inspired. Remember, elevate, inspire higher, subscribe to this channel, go to Teach the People. Areshia, where can people find you again one last time?
On all social media, I'm Areshia. So it's Areshia. A name so nice you got to say it twice.
The name's so nice, you got to say it twice. Well, I'm gonna say Dreamers Unite, Dreamers Unite. Okay, with Sherry,
That's right.
with Sherry Pullum. Anyway,
Sherry
Dreamers,
Pullum, there it is.
yeah, with Sherry Pullum, with Sherry Pullum.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, as usual, for joining me, and I will see you again next time on Dreamers Unite.
Thanks, everybody.